Life's a gamble, take a chance in the twilight of fortune's dance. Host with voices rich and cool, share the secrets, break the rules. Martini wisdom flows like gold, every episode a story told.
Greetings from beautiful Las Vegas. I'm Drew Masur, the human equivalent to the dog on the Monopoly board. To my right, he's the top hat, is Jason Slider LeDuc. And finally, he is a Han Solo figure missing part of the arm. It's Christian Mental Ward, and you are seeing this on or about Monday, March 24th. Let's get into it. I doth protest, but not too much. I'm not burning anything.
Oh,
We're talking about...
Yes.
Yikes.
Yeah.
We're talking...
And canceled.
It's good to be starting off on the right foot. Let's talk about what's going on in the world. Southwest Airlines is charging for bags. The people that for 20 years told us, bags fly free.
Blags, too.
Blags, too.
Blags. I like dags. All right. This has been coming. I actually remember this last year. Southwest, their new president, they want the business market. They are targeting the same consumers of American and Delta Airlines. Mm-hmm. And those passengers hate Southwest boarding policy. They hate the open seating plan and all of that. And you go in there. And so they are going to be going assigned seating and boarding, and they are going to be trying to offer the same premium services that you see with American and Delta. And they're doing so at the cost of their core business.
Agreed.
Which are people like me who absolutely hate that. Now, if you fly all the time, like our buddy Caesar,
Yes.
he's got like the super, mega, like he gets
The
a
black
massage.
Amex gets into the
Right,
lounges.
like when he because he flies all the time. So when he gets on Delta, he gets like a massage table and the whole 9 yards and a personal assistant. But and my brother does the same thing. He flies Delta, so he gets like all these the great perks. But if you're just like flying like 3 or 4 times a year on Delta, I'm surprised they don't beat you. Like as you just get on the plane, welcome scum. Go sit on the straw.
Go to steerage with the rats.
Right. And while Southwest was never a premium experience, they were always in a good mood. And, I could get there early. And when I was flying a bunch, I was automatically the A-list. And sometimes they would automatically get there. And if you get like the first 10 people in there, you get that Southwest first class seat, which isn't really a first class seat. It's the 2 emergency exit rows with no seat in front of you so you can stretch out. And that's what I always like. And then the bags fly free. Most of my travel has to do with racing. So I've got a big case with all my safety equipment in it. And this is great because now I don't have to worry about carrying on stuff like that. I throw it on there, and they've always been great. They are no longer going to meet my needs, and they're going to be chasing this Delta American market. And here's the thing that they're missing. All right. There's no Southwest lounge.
Right.
You're not going to go to the
first
Atlanta
class.
airport. Yeah. You're not going to go to the Atlanta airport and then, sit there and get free drinks and food at the Southwest lounge, much less this. I think this is a god-awful decision. And by the time they realize it, their Frontier is going to take all their business.
Frontier has already said until, I think, August 31st, they are letting bags fly free. You just have to put a code in.
Yes,
really?
Yeah, it was. I mean, they said unlike certain airlines, they just like straight, which is hilarious.
They passive aggressive it up.
Right, which is hysterical because Frontier used to charge for everything. Oh, that bottle of water you have drank that you're carrying on, that's going to be 37 cents to get that on the airplane.
You're a little taller than the seat.
Yeah,
that's going to be another $15.
Seriously, like if I was like. When I went to go get my truck, I didn't take anything with me, so I flew Frontier. But like they were like, oh, what about this? I mean, and they've got their carry-on thing, and it is metal and does not move. And if you have to put any pressure at all to drop it on there, they friggin' hammer you with fees and stuff like that. It is, but now they're like, oh, I know, bags fly free, when they would just like be the most nickel and diming airline ever.
And don't worry, Frontier will be back to the Frontier you know and love on September 1st.
Yes, they will.
They will. And while we're talking about discount airlines, because then there's Spirit. And yes, and Spirit is everything. But what I do appreciate is Spirit knows it. They're like, yeah, we're Spirit. You're lucky the plane showed up.
I have had. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have had great experiences on Spirit.
Me too.
And the reason is because before the first time I took Spirit, someone told me what I was getting myself into, and they said, you pay for a check bag, you pay more for a carry-on bag, you pay for water, you might pay for the seatbelt, right? But they told me what I was getting into. So if Spirit is my best choice, I know what I'm getting into, and I come in and I have I will usually check a bag on Spirit because it's usually cheaper to pay for a check bag than it is for that when they decide to charge you a carry-on bag, laptop bag that I stick under the seat. And that's it. And also, if I fly Spirit, I'm not flying any more than 2.5 hours.
No, good God, no, because their seats don't recline at all.
Yeah.
And
so if you know what you're getting into, Spirit is a fine choice.
Yeah, because they don't lie. They're not pretentious. Frontier's been trying to act like they're better than they are. And when we lived in Colorado, we flew Frontier all the time, and they were just, hey, we're a bargain airline. Now they're like, oh no, we're Frontier. We put animals on our tail.
What happened to you, Frontier? You used to be cool.
You used to be cool, Frontier. And what happened to you, Southwest?
You
Southwest,
you
used to be cool. You totally sold out.
Sellouts.
Yeah, exactly.
Terrible.
I just maybe we should just bring back Hooters Airlines.
I'm in.
It'll probably do about as well as it did the first time, right? That was a play that people like Hooters much more than they really do. So look, here's.
And I'm sorry, and this was your topic, Drew, and I leaped into it, but yeah,
please do.
I'm hurt by this because I have been a loyal Southwest customer for decades.
Yes, I've had Rapid Reward number for a long time.
You probably still have it.
Well, yes. I've thought about getting their credit card, doing those kinds of things, but I feel really betrayed by this because I like to pack a lot of crap when I go travel because I like to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Look, here's the deal. I forget the name of the VC firm that took the controlling stake in Southwest last year, the year before, whatever it is.
Venture capital makes everything worse. Venture capital's never made anything better.
So what this is this VC firm. I wish I could remember their name. This is a play for them to goose the stock price, right? They're gonna drag every bit of revenue out from customers for the next 6 months because people are already booked. They're gonna squeeze every bit of revenue out of it. Elliott, yeah. So and then
which just sounds like a douchey name.
Send your cards and letters to mental at Sin City Spin, blah, 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 blah. No, Elliott's going to go through, and they're going to squeeze every bit of revenue out this. They're going to goose the stock price as far as they can goose it. They're going to get that PE ratio up, and then they're going to exit, and then they're going to leave the company holding the bag because all of their customers are going to have left because now it's a race to the bottom. There is nothing to differentiate Southwest from any other competitor, and I know, and I love Southwest. I love flying on Southwest. I actually like the open seating because I can sit next to hot girls that wouldn't normally talk to me. But I mean, that's just my move. It's like, oh, that girl would never talk to me in the lounge. But we're stuck for an hour and a half on this flight.
And if she's flying Southwest, her standards are already down.
I wouldn't say that.
It's not like she's on Spirit, but yeah.
But I'm not saying she's leaving the plane with me. I'm just saying she's going to talk to me for an hour and a half, right?
Yeah, Delta, even then, no.
But there's
headphones.
Now there is no differentiation between any airline in this country, any domestic airline in this country on their domestic routes. And so now it's going to be for almost every customer, unless you have status or are wealthy enough to pay for first class outright, in which case now you're probably flying private or
Well, it's just,
shared
yeah,
private.
JSX or
You're probably flying. That's what rich people are doing now. There's no differentiation, and Southwest is going to get left holding the bag. And it wouldn't surprise me if after Elliott does its inevitable exit in the next 6 to 12 months, after they've goosed the stock price as far as they can goose it with this, before people start deciding they don't want to fly Southwest anymore, then Southwest is going to get left holding the bag and saying, what happened? Why do we have empty seats? And the reason you have empty seats is because you got rid of you pushed away all your loyal customers.
When they are left holding the bag, it will not fly free.
Oh, well played.
Well played, sir.
I'm really upset about it, though. I have a flight on the 29th of May, and the policy goes into effect on the 28th of May. So I get to do the day one, how do I pay for my bag if I haven't already done it online, blah, blah, blah. They don't even know how much they're charging for bags yet.
Oh, that's great. So
And the stock's up, by the way, to your point, is already up 10%.
Yeah.
Hey, what investor thinks that this is a good idea? Like
The one who owned Southwest stock last week.
The stock price is going up, and I just don't understand how.
$7 billion in bag fees.
Yeah, I guess.
Because
That's how.
what they're going to base it on is how much revenue is going to come in and how much profit they're going to make.
Not
So
just
they're
that.
anticipating.
Right.
Not just that. They're letting people that do have Southwest credit cards get one free bag, and they're hoping that's going to drive up their credit cards, which they get a big
They get a
piece
chunk of.
Okay, because I've had a
they're going to
Southwest
bring in
card
more
for
revenue.
years,
They're going
yeah.
to bring in more, and they're going to create more profit.
Right.
What that's going to mean to investors who don't currently own Southwest stock is that this looks like a good stock to buy, except it's not,
It's not.
because when Elliott exits, all the customers are going to be gone from Southwest. Elliott's going to make money on this. If you own stock last week in Southwest, you're going to make money on this. Anyone buying stock after this week is probably not going to make money on Southwest for a good couple of years.
No, and that just
Follow me for more tips.
it's the
sold mine.
shitification of everything.
Did you
Shitification of
did you sell yours before or after this announcement?
I sold it back in January when everything was like,
I do know that I'm actually going to close. I am currently shopping for another rewards card. I don't do much with the credit cards, but like I would just buy my gas and all this other kind of stuff on there and use those points to travel. But I'm not going to fly on your airline now because I don't like what you're doing, and I've got comfortable vehicles and stuff, and yeah, I'm about to find a new card, and I don't think I'm the only one.
I don't think you are either.
Oh, brutal.
boo, boo, baggage fees, boo, shitification.
Boo and shit.
Boo assigned seating.
Yeah.
Don't
legit.
I don't know if they still have it. I haven't seen it on a Southwest flight in a long time, but in the 90s, they used to have like the little club area with the two sets of seats that faced each other. That was my favorite.
Yeah.
That was my favorite place to sit on a Southwest flight.
We're going to be friends.
Yeah.
What do you guys have bubbling around in your thoughts?
I'll go. You guys like Star Wars, right?
I do.
We do.
We do.
Would you like to see a Las Vegas show about Star Wars?
Is it the one with the scantily clad stormtroopers?
Yes.
Yeah, then that
yes.
stock
Then
went
so-
way up there.
Yes.
Supposedly, the Empire Strips Back
Yes, that's what it was called.
is due to open in Las Vegas on guess what day?
What day?
May the 4th.
Oh, May the 4th. Yes. May the 4th be with you.
Now, other than the article in the Las Vegas Review-Journal, I've been sitting on this because I was trying to get these folks to send me a video we could play, a promotional video, and I wasn't able to get a hold of them. But supposedly on May the 4th, on Star Wars Day, it's supposed to open. And I have not been able to find anywhere you can buy tickets for it. I have not been able to find anything that on their website that says there will actually be a Las Vegas show. However, I am really excited. I hope this is not a hoax because I really want to go. And
My birthday's in May. I'll go for my birthday.
yeah, so this is something we need to go to. But
they are not on their website. Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't list it.
yeah, I looked. I did my homework.
I did my homework.
I'm annoyed now.
So
I tried.
if you would like to see, let me give you some of the highlights of what you're going to get out of this show.
Please tell me everything.
Sexy stormtroopers. I don't know if they're male or female. I imagine it's probably a
They
combination
still
of
can't
both.
shoot. It's okay. Pew, 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 pew.
Looking at the
how funny.
preview on the website, it does look like they are lady troopers.
Yeah. So
Lady troopers.
How funny is that line in The Mandalorian when they're making fun of Bill Burr because he can't shoot, and he's like, "I wasn't a stormtrooper, I was a sniper."
Yes.
So C-3PO and sequins, supposedly an open-ended engagement. I am hearing it was supposed to be at the Rio. This is not in my notes here, but it's played in a bunch of cities all around the world. I'm really hoping it comes. It's supposed to open in London about the same time it opens here. It's billed as a funny, sexy mash of Star Wars scenes and characters, body comedy, and saucy dance numbers. It is not topless, but I think we should go anyway.
It's a Star Wars burlesque parody. Yes, I'm in. I'm down.
Hooked on phonics. We're
Well,
great.
honestly, if it's that close, it's really just one step away from we are all men of a certain age, and there are two moments in our developing lives. One, of course, is the famous Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Phoebe Cates emerging from the pool scene. That was the sexual awakening of a generation. And the other one, of course, is Princess Leia in the gold bikini.
Yep.
Yeah, that was even a Friends episode.
And also,
Jabba.
Going to strip clubs. So even if it is not topless, I'm hearing it'll be at the Rio, which is very close to Sapphire and the Spearmint Rhino. So we could always move the Ewok party after the Empire is defeated to one of those locations. So. Yep.
No, oh, God.
Just making Chewbacca noises all day, man. That's gonna be me.
That's you every day.
Pretty much. Isn't that kind of how you snore?
Probably. I don't know. I'm asleep. I don't have to hear it.
That's what I say.
Oh, nice. This was I do listen to the CityCast Las Vegas podcast. This is one of David Figler and a bunch of other folks, and they always do a nice balance. But this was an interesting discussion, and I know we have insight that they don't have, and it was parking, because parking has become a problem, not so much a problem in the city, but it used to be free everywhere. And now not only is it not free, but there's some premium charging on that. And there's a few places, and it's probably the same thing with the Southwest nonsense, that are holding on to the concept of parking. Now, we've got different solutions on this. And I don't want to dismiss you. You don't drive, but you still have input on the parking situation. Or is your solution to, I don't want to pay for parking, I'm not going to drive?
My solution is I don't want to pay for parking. I'm not going to drive. Generally speaking, with the price, depending on where you go, what time, with the price of parking, I find it cheaper to take ride shares.
Right.
Or just close enough,
Right.
And then I don't got to do the whole stay sober, worry about getting home.
Sure.
I get picked up in the front and dropped off at my door. I like it.
You, on the other hand, you have a lot of business engagement in this city, and like all times of the day, So what are some of your parking hacks?
My parking hacks are to write it off on my taxes as a business expense, if it is indeed a business expense. No, it's so are we talking about the Strip or downtown or? Everywhere. Yeah. Downtown, there are a number of good lots that are relatively cheap.
Okay.
So, instead of paying, if you go to Fremont Street,
right,
instead of paying to park in the garage there for $30, you can pay $1.50 an hour at a lot a block away and walk over.
I think Cortez will. You can park.
I think Cortez you can park for free.
$10.
Is it $10 now?
But it's $10 for a day.
Now for the Strip, what I have is I have a lot of the veterans player cards, and that usually allows you to self park for free.
Yep.
So the property that gets you about 90% of the Strip properties if you've got the veterans cards for the big three. So.
And hopefully, if you're watching this, there's a small chance or a decent chance you're a veteran. So that's always the key: is go take your retired or even active duty military ID.
Yep.
Go to an MGM or a Caesars property, and they will give you the equivalent of a free parking.
They bump you up a level
they
on
do.
On there.
And
you're bumped up one level on the players. Status.
And the other one will tier match it on that one, and I think Fountain Blue will tier match that as well.
Okay, that's good to know.
When I gambled a bunch, I used to love when valet was free for regular players.
Yes.
And I mean, it's not like I was a whale or anything. I was,
No.
I was a goldfish.
The other thing is, if you're going to Fontainebleau, if you're going to Wynn, if you're in for dinner or something happening at Fontainebleau or Wynn, the parking is a fraction of what you're in for the night.
It's true. Yeah. And,
But also, if you're going to be drinking, rideshare is a great alternative. And then there's kind of a break even point on rideshare, depending on how long you're going to be, where you're going to be, and how far it is from your house and that kind of thing. So that's always worth calculating.
special events, Halloween, New Year's, things like that, they always have the surcharge. And so I think it's not a parking hack, but it kind of is a parking hack, is knowing good places to wait out the surcharges.
Yes.
So if we're down on Fremont, we like Evil Pie. We'll just go there, find a booth or find a bar and just sit there and have a slice and a couple more beers. And they're open till 4 a.m. Then there's also the hot dog stand at El Cortez. That's a great place to just outweight a surcharge. I'm going to be more stubborn than that. And then like New York always has a couple of places that are always open. Yeah. So there's some,
I hear most of the town is open 24 hours a day.
yeah. But I mean, just, you're at this point, you're winding down, but you're like, I'm not paying $40 extra for, this. I'm going to go spend that $40.
You're not going to spend $2,500 on a bottle of vodka in the club.
In the club.
Nope.
See, what I like to do is, because we're locals, is like, let's say I've got tickets to go see a comedian I like.
Yeah.
I'll go down at 4 in the afternoon, 3 in the afternoon, gamble, hang out, have food. I'm not paying surcharge pricing. So, but again, you might be down $300 from the slots or whatever.
It might have been better to play.
It might have been better to pay for parking.
Just the nature of a lot of stuff I do. I often end up with interesting cars that I just don't want to park in general parking. So I do like some of the MGM properties you can get, and it's free valet, but it's not really free because you better be tipping. And
that's Vegas.
That's Vegas. And my rule is
you better be
usually
tipping anyway.
Yeah, my rule is $5 when I drop it off, and then $5 when I pick it up, unless they're sharp and they get my wife's door. That's $10. Because you're playing the game. You know how it goes, and it's funny because there's just cars that this week I was driving a friend's '79 Ferrari. It's a humble flex, brag, whatever. But that's just
not really.
That's not something you're in a park outside. But if you're traveling into the area, there's still free parking in the back of Circus. Mm-hmm. But I heard Westgate is now charging for everything.
Yeah, Westgate charges for everything now.
Are they charging for the back of the sports book? Because I don't know that was blocked off effectively. And then that's a place where you can jump on the monorail. But yeah,
I believe Westgate is charging. I don't know if there's a locals exception for that.
Yeah.
I was there a couple of weeks ago, and they're still kind of in the early stages of it. I don't know if I want to give them all out, but there are places you can park for free, and you just have to be slick about it.
The crystal shops are free valet because they want you to go in there and shop. So you pretend that you're going to go in there, and it's obviously not something you're going to leave there for 10 hours. But that puts you in the center of a lot of stuff.
Welcome to Mental gives out every one of our free parking hacks in Las Vegas.
Ooh, oh my gosh! And maybe 3 people who don't already know this that are watching this show.
That way, when Jacques comes to town, takes your when Jacques comes to town and takes your parking space, now you'll know why.
No, Jacques and I are going to be drinking, and we're going to be ride sharing for sure. I don't know if this is just the new economic trend of just, nickel and dime everybody for every little thing. And then get a subscription. And then,
it's back to Southwest. It's about
goosing
that stock price. Every little drop of revenue to get the profit up, get the PE ratios up on that stock and get
any
people.
way to monetize. Your games are monetized. Your social media is I'm getting ads. I get more ads than I get updates from you guys. Like, what are my friends up to? Oh my gosh, do I need to lose weight?
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah. But I don't want
Still not clicking on it.
But I don't want to hear it from you, pal. So yeah.
Some guy. I'm 75 years old.
I think Ozempic might have an ulterior motive for telling you that.
He makes a compelling argument on that one. Hey, if we missed a free parking hack, you live here, you don't live here, you visit here a lot, let us know.
Tell us, but don't tell anyone else.
Don't tell anyone else. Yeah.
Shh. It's a secret.
Yeah.
I don't believe a rising tide lifts all boats. I believe a rising tide drowns everyone but me.
Great.
At least that's what I prefer. Go ahead, leave your comments. I won't read them.
You can send an email. I finally figured out how to check it.
No one knows how to check the voicemail on that phone, do they?
Yeah, he does, but no one's left us a voicemail yet.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I've gotten 3 spam calls though. We keep putting our phone number out there. Some guy's like, "Do you need solar?" No.
I don't think they got that from this episode. I think they're just they've got the random number generator from that episode of The Simpsons that just dials up a
just
number.
record the call, and if we need an episode, we'll just play that.
Our guest this week, whether they knew it or not, is Lana. She's a fashion designer in Los Angeles. She lives in Singapore, and her assistant keeps screwing up the names in her phone. Hi, have we met before? You seem very nice. I usually don't talk on my work phone. Do you like cryptocurrency?
I am a Nigerian prince. If you loan me.
Have you guys been getting the Turnpike? Massachusetts
yeah, I've got a
Turnpike.
couple of
Yes.
those.
Really, dude? Really? That's just lazy. And
More
it doesn't even have a
scams.
phone number. It's got literally, Bob the Scammer at hotmail.com is the person texting me this.
The one good thing about not driving is whenever I get the toll road emails,
You know it wasn't you.
I'm like, wasn't me. I don't know if these guys got to pay some shit, but it ain't this guy.
It ain't me either.
Well,
You better sue my Uber driver.
I mean, there are not a ton, like that works like it. Well, it probably doesn't work because everybody in the Northeast has fast pass, what they call fast
exactly.
pass, easy
Yes.
pass, whatever it's called back there. That's what I used to have when I lived back east.
And
it just goes,
yeah,
and
and it's not attached to your phone
right.
number.
And then every toll on the West Coast, they just read your license plate and send a bill to the address on your registration. So it's not.
Yes, which is a standard complaint because when I had a Mazda Miata, even though my name was on the registration, they would always send the bill to my wife. You sexist hypocrites.
Well, they know how to get paid. They know your wife's going to say, "Handle this."
Yeah.
What were you doing on the 405?
Sitting in traffic like everybody else.
Also, when did you get another Miata?
No, but that was it. I would drive to California, especially coming out of Sonoma area and that sort of thing. You go across the bridge, and it takes a picture of my plate, got it, and it would be addressed to both of us, and then I'd open the letter. Dear Victoria, you drove through this at this time, please remunerate the $4 or whatever. And I'm like,
my
okay.
God.
And I'm like, my name's first on the registration. It's my car. I get it. It's a Miata. It's not even like I had the Chihuahua in my lap, but come on, man. Men can drive Miatas.
Where did you have the Chihuahua in your purse?
Sometimes I forget Vicky's full name is Victoria and that you actually know Victoria's secret. Yes, I did that. Yeah, I love you.
Send your cards and letters to Drew at Sin City
Speaking
Spin.
of
To our
love,
throngs of listeners.
yes. Speaking of love,
Speaking of love, who doesn't love a Tesla?
apparently
A lot of people now.
People,
So, all right.
I get it. You're
here's
mad,
my
but
thoughts
holy
on
crap.
this. What's the difference between having $700 billion and like $400 billion? And the answer is not a goddamn thing.
Oh, I thought this was going to be a joke.
Everything that man does, just. Oh, was it?
I thought there was going to be like a ba-doom-doom-doom.
Well, I mean, when they
kinda.
finish the circle, I wonder if there's going to be any Teslas left to fill it. Episode 1 callback.
Yeah,
The circle?
the loop, the
Tesla.
loop.
Oh, the loop.
The loop, episode 1, the loop that goes to the airport and filled with Teslas.
Oh, no,
iRobot.
Yeah,
Dude,
exactly.
I don't
And now
even
has
remember-
stoplights.
I don't even remember the beginning of this episode. What did we talk about? Star Wars strippers or something?
I
Yeah.
like that topic so much better.
I do not understand the logic of messing with somebody's personal property that they've probably bought 3 years ago, especially in Nevada. If you buy an electric vehicle, you can apply for peak usage rate reductions on your electricity. The guy in my office sat down and did the math. He bought a used Tesla Model 3. and he runs his pool pump and his washer and dryer and a bunch of other stuff during these peak hours. And his net gain, even with a car payment and insurance, is $300 a month.
I mean, that's great. Look, it's like being mad at any of, and people have gotten mad at plenty of brands. I mean, Bud Light got in a bunch of trouble, and then everyone's like, "Oh, I can't believe you're drinking a Bud Light. How could you do that?" I'm like, well, I don't know. It's cheap and yummy.
Okay, because I made fun of you for drinking Bud Light.
Are you guys seeing this flipping robot on the screen? Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but that thing is cool.
I made fun of you for drinking Bud Light long before it was cool.
Right.
Just because it's garbage.
there are any number of reasons to make fun of you for drinking Bud Light.
Absolutely, and I welcome them all. But if someone walked up and like slapped the bottle out of my hand and lit me on fire, I'd be like, "Hey, I feel like that's a big reaction and doesn't hurt InBev."
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that Bud Light was already paid for.
I think you guys are assuming these are rational responses to what's going on.
And these are the folks that own Teslas, with the exception of like probably anyone that bought one in the last 3 years, but the folks that own Teslas, they're aligned with your values. That's why they, either they're appliance nerds and they like the product, or they genuinely want to drive a good electric car and save the planet. Why are you picking a fight with your own folks, man? That's just dumb.
It's not rational, right?
But,
and this is I am not condoning any of this. Don't damage property. I don't care whose it is. I don't care what it is. Don't damage property. Don't light stuff on fire. Don't hurt people.
Don't shoot at dealerships.
Just don't.
Yeah, seriously, don't mess
They
with
did
somebody's
that in
ride.
town.
But-
They shot up the Tesla dealership.
Yeah, but they're smearing dog poop on people's privately owned Teslas here in town too.
Right. Don't smear dog poop on anything or anyone.
No, pick it up.
Not
like
even your dog.
So
pick it up like a responsible dog owner.
This is not a rational response.
No.
And I don't remember if we talked about this on the air or if we talked about this in private. Remember Luigi Mangione?
How could we forget?
And remember
who apparently has a
remember
sex
in
tape.
the day after that happened, I said, you're gonna see more of this. Not exactly this, but you're gonna see more treating people like they are not human.
Yes.
You are going to see more hurting people. You are going to see more damaging property. You are going to see people who feel helpless and felt helpless a long time ago. And now we're watching all the things going on in our politics. We're watching multiple groups on multiple sides ignore court orders, ignore their constituents. We're watching
Arrest people at town halls.
I'm not
for
condoning
speaking
any
out.
behavior.
Yeah.
I am
No,
I
it's
am
all
condemning
awful.
the behavior, but where this is coming from, it is an irrational response to the helplessness people feel about what's going on in their lives.
Sure. I'm not saying that the response that they're feeling is not valid. I'm saying
No, the feeling is valid.
the-
The
that's what I mean.
response is
Thank
not
you.
valid.
Also,
That's what I mean. Thank you.
We've just seen the temperature, and everyone's talked about this, but the temperature in this country over the last 10 years has gotten to the point where, like, there are people that do things just to upset other folks, and it goes all the way back to the rolling coal and diesels, or when they used to take their trucks and block all the chargers, why? What does them owning an electric car hurt you? But you wanted to start denying people these, and it's just I'm trolling these people. I'm owning the libs. I'm trolling the fascists. All kind of a deal. Stop. Just stop. And if you genuinely, and I posted something about this the other day. If you genuinely enjoy arguing with people and just getting under their skin, go referee a recreational sports league. Soccer, basketball, softball, whatever it is. Go ref.
Just take the
beer-
parents, just jump.
not even a youth league. Go referee a beer league softball.
Do you think you're better than me?
Exactly.
You think you're better than me?
Okay, because and if you genuinely enjoy getting into arguments and doing stuff like that and breaking it down logically, you will hone your skills in that situation. Otherwise, you're just a coward and really a pussy smashing somebody's car.
I'm still learning how social media works.
Oh, I thought you said you were still learning how to smash cars properly.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I have no skills because I don't do that.
But yes, I don't know. But I would be remiss if I did not thank Elon Musk as a Porsche owner, I no longer have the most Nazi car.
Well, it's been fun. It's been fun sharing this podcast with you for the last several months. We're probably headed to El Salvador right now.
Ooh, Gitmo. That could be fun.
No, I don't think we're going
We're
to
going to
Gitmo.
go find Stan, who had to put up all those tents and go, Stan, you did a great job, buddy.
You,
Thank
my friend, are going to get to find out what you look like with your head shaved again. So if you don't hear from us, you know where we are.
And if you do hear from us, we're going to tell you how great the burlesque show was for the Star Wars. And with any luck, we'll even talk about Mangione's sex tape. Because that's the world we're in.
That's the world we're in.
I've enjoyed being on a podcast with you gentlemen.
The shitification of everything.
Yeah.
Well, now we've got our title for this episode.
There it is. Absolutely. All right. Anybody want to play us out there, Piano Cat?
Sure. Thanks for joining us. If you want to disagree or agree, correct our math, find out where the good tacos are, drop us a line at sincityspin.podcast@gmail.com. Call or text Drew at 702-721-7328.
Unless you represent a solar company. No.
702-721-7328. We're on Facebook. We're on Insta. We're on Reddit. We're on the thing formerly known as Twitter.
Not for long.
I'd be surprised if we still are.
Yeah.
That's all we got. Stay safe. Hopefully luck will be your lady. But if you wind up broke, I hope you have a swinging time.
And